You thought I didn't have that sound, did ya? Hot Cocoa Nerd is our next offer. Yeah, we had them a couple times by now. The last one we had of theirs was 2393. Let's see here. 2393. Oh, that was the forest nymph that has like that uses a tree as a USB port. Yeah. And you were able to communicate by like, you know, sending data back and forth with the tree. Yes, of course. Alright, that was Hot Cocoa Nerd. That was actually a really fun one to read as well. So, and now we got If You Believe. Which actually, interestingly, so here's what's happening, guys. Let me show you. Because whenever I go down here, right, and I click on this to go to the next one, usually the number here will be then dark red. It didn't do that with this one, and then when I open this up in a new tab, it led me to this one. Now I do know that this is a joke SCP, but they're all connected. So yeah. So I'm not sure like in what order I should read them. But I'm gonna probably read this one first, and then we read the joke SCP, which is part of it. It's part of it. So it's not that long anyway. Oh wait, it looks like it's actually. Okay, it leads back here when you do. Okay, we have to like think which order do we read this? It does look like 2615. This page seems like the Now I'm curious. Hold on. So this is gonna take a little bit of experimenting. So if we go here, come on now. We go here and then we go to here and then open this up. What does this lead? So that just leads as well here. Interesting. Interesting. If you believe, I think, well, if you open this page up, it does lead to the joke SCP first. So might as well read the joke SCP first and then read this next, okay? Yeah. Let's do that. Object class Euclid. All 2615, all SCP-2615-J instances are to be contained in standard micro-humanoid containment cells, which are then to be stored at size 17. -J instances are to be fed thrice daily. -J is a species of sapient humanoids which measures 15 centimeters tall on average. All -J instances possess wings of varying appearance. So the wings universally match the appearance of the wings of various species of Lepidoptera. Well, you don't gonna tell me what the fuck that means. Butterflies. Butterflies. Or at least something similar to butterflies, it seems. Well, it just says winged insects. Well, I guess butterflies and moths. Yeah, that makes sense. -J, well, SCP-2615-J instances can use these wings to achieve airborne locomotion. SCP-2615-J instances are luminescent, so the light produced generates no heat and has no clear biological or chemical basis. That's actually kind of beautiful to think about. Butterfly wings are already like beautiful by themselves, so the idea of some humanoid having butterfly wings, kind of down for that. But hey, let's just keep on reading. SCP-2615-J instances are capable of limited reality warping. Ah, here it is. Here's the issue. With most of their effects only affecting natural phenomena. Is it what I think it is? Is it like if a butterfly flaps its wings on one side, there's a hurricane on the other side? Is that what it is? That old saying. Phenomena affected by SCP-2615-J includes weather patterns, atmospheric temperature and pressure, animal behavior, and plant growth. So the weather patterns is what I thought it was, but the animal behavior and plant growth, I did not know that. The butterfly effect, of course, yeah. And then Interview with SB2615J instances, number 28. Okay, here we go. Number 28. You are aware that several aspects of your physiology are not scientifically possible, correct? Would you care to explain how they work? Ah, I get it. You're gonna try the old I don't believe in fairies trick to try and get rid of us. It's not gonna work, you know? We moved away from existentialism a while back. I'm not sure that you understood the question. For example, new way. What? 35 grams? Your wings shouldn't be able to support you in flight. It's magic. The glow is another thing. There's no biological or chemical reason that you should be glowing. Again, magic. What about magic? It's all freaking magic, you idiot! Why can't you get that through your thick skull? At this point, that SB2615J number 28 speech segregates into a set of growls, grunts, screams, expletives, and yet to be translated language. I think we're done here. Log. Then, I mean, to be fair, the Foundation is very stubborn. If I was an anomaly by like pure like circumstances and they caught me and then started asking me thousands of questions, I would also yell at them. I'd be like, motherfucker, listen to me. I don't know shit. It just happened. I'm not trying to hide some secret some secret power from you guys and then try to break out of this. I just want to go home. Note, hi, sorry about that. Odds are that you and the news of the Foundation got linked to this page as a joke. I'll go ahead and tell you now that anything and everything with a J in the name is just an in-joke that someone made up. It tend to help boost morale. I normally wouldn't put this here, but I just got asked for the 5th time in a week what the logical implication of -J's comments are. There are no logical implications. J's are unreal. Move along, go read SB779 or something. So yeah, it's basically being like, oh, you got here by accident. Whoa, whoa. Yes, I apologize if the humor wasn't really readily apparent. It was originally created to get a laugh out of people who were there for the Side 17 picnic of 96. The only reason I can think of that we will still have it because the only reason I can think of that we still have it is because some of the guys like getting a rise out of the newbies. And then we have red sky at night, sailors delight. Red sky at morning, sailors take warning. The sun dances along the sea, and all the love bleeds red. So at the end, like from the looks of it, it doesn't matter which one we'll have open up first. But here we go. Now we're in the actual SCP-2615. Warning: reading of this file is restricted for personnel on the level 3/2615 clearance. If you have opened this page in error, please close it, clear your page history for the last hour, and report to your HMCL supervisor for class H amnestics. God, okay. Your cooperation is appreciated. Up to class Keter. Special containment procedures. Large-scale dissemination of the falsified information to the public that -A are fictional entities is to be continuously carried out. The claims of individuals that SB2615 is real are to be discredited. Any photographic, video, textual, or other information confirming the existence of SB2615 is either to be discredited or removed from public availability. That's why the joke one exists, right? Because they're trying to like fake a 2615 because they don't want anybody to know that the real one exists. A file entitled SB2615J is to be created as a cover for SB2615 activity. This file is to be humorous in tone, incorporate modern SB2615 stereotypes, and be created using the SCP documentation standardized format. This document is to be filed with a collection of similar documents, all labeled with the suffix J and written as a humorous item or anecdotes in the SCP format. This collection of documents may be expanded by personnel, but it should be made clear that all J files are fictional and intended only for the purpose of humor. In the event that any personnel without access to SB2615 begins to consider the possible existence of SB2615, they are to be directed to the -J document. In the event that a manifestation of SB2615 is confirmed, it is to be secured and detained by Mobile Task Force ETA 12, FE 0 degrees Celsius, and MU7 parish priest until the manifestation. That explains it. So, The joke one is a cover for this one to make sure people don't think about this SCP. Gotcha, let's go on. SCP-2615 is the collective designation for a species of extratemporal humanoids -A and their civilization and culture -B. The presence of SCP-2615 in baseline reality is directly related to human acceptance of the concept of SCP-2615 as fact. The more humans which accept the concept of SCP-2615 as fact, the greater presence of SCP-2615 in our timeline. Yeah, so that makes sense why in the joke one they were saying like the whole, we don't believe in fairies. Because the strength of fairies are that you believe in them and that's how they stay alive, right? Similarly, the greater the amount of the population which is aware of SCP-2615's concept without believing it is fact, the less presence SCP-2615 has in our reality. So they get to read the X-ray as a distraction. Basically, distraction and potentially as the real log. -A is a species of humanoid. Instances of -A are physiologically very similar to humans with some notable divergence. The ears of -A taper to the point of at the helixes, slightly improving instances ability to detect low volume sounds. SCP-2615 instances are also pentachromats. Organisms possessing 5 different types of cones in their retina, allowing them to see 5 primary colors. Oh, okay. Instances age at a slower rate than humans, with the average natural lifespan being 109 years. Most notably, -A instances possess a small, roughly spherical organ that located between the liver and stomach near the gallbladder. This organ appears connected to the instance's nervous system and is capable of temporarily causing small disruptions in local reality, granting the instance low-level reality-altering abilities. The psychology of -A also differs from humanity. Instances almost universally possess some form of minor obsessive-compulsive disorder. While mostly non-sociopathic, -A instances tend to display highly manipulative tendencies. Finally, -A possess a minimum of two identified emotions with no clear human analog. Sorry, Silver wants some pizza. Let me just give her some pizza real quick. Here we go. There she goes, she's happy now. -B designates the civilization and culture of -A instances from information recorded during SCP-2615 manifestation. Foundation historians have been able to construct a partial history of -B, as it would appear SCP-2615 ever fully manifests in reality. -B history has been categorized into 3 main periods, as outlined in Addendum 1. Addendum 1 summarizes history of SCP-2615. Oh, that's some fake text. Okay, so we have first era, unknown, 535 AD. The population is primarily composed of tribal groups located in northwestern Europe. Agriculture, nomadic, and hunter/foragers lifestyles are practiced by different tribes, with some tribes practicing a mixture of lifestyles. I'm gonna turn off the fan for now. I think it's like it has cooled down, maybe enough. Okay, back to reading. Tribes often carry out raids on human groups and other tribes, taking young and juvenile captives and incorporating them into the tribe. Belief systems are mostly shamanistic in nature and consistent of a mixture of polytheistic, monotheistic, and animistic religions. A marked belief of iron as an evil substance exists through several tribes believed to result from the observation of tetanus infectees. Mutual superstition and suspicion exist between humans and -A. Towards the end of the period, -A tribes begin to unite into larger groups. Middle Era, 535 AD to 1772 AD. For approximately a century, so these things have been around for a while, by the way. These are been around for quite some time. For approximately a century, the large groups created by the combination of tribes waged constant war against other groups for land, resources, and political power. Near the end of the century, -B stabilizes into 27 distinct nations, the largest and most powerful which is based in the British Isles and some areas of France, Belgium, the Netherlands, Norway, Germany, and Denmark. That makes sense. These are all countries that have fairy folklore in them. In this and 18 of the other nations, -B is composed of self-regulating and self-sustaining groups of extended family with some intermarriage between family groups, which pay allegiance and tribute to central monarch. They've been around the block for some time. Yeah, absolutely. In some of the remaining nations, governing bodies are composed of representatives. Democracies, and land is divided into smaller city-states, each regulated by smaller democratic system composed of the patriarchs and matriarchs of family groups. Each state democracy then would send a representative to the national government. The final nation consists of a two-party political system with two parties referred to as the Summer Court and Winter Court. Each -A instance would decide their party at the age of 15, at which point they were considered an adult. Members of each party were expected to regulate and control other members of their own party. Intermarriage between members of the two parties were forbidden. From late spring to early fall, members of the Summer Court had full control over members of the Winter Court. From late fall to early spring, members of the Winter Court had full control over members of the Summer Court. -A most commonly set up the territories and dwellings in rural areas and areas unpopulated by humans. Though small territorial disputes occurred over the next millennia, most wars were short, caused little damage, and did not cause any large-scale power shifts. From the 15th to 17th century, -B nations began to create colonies across Europe, Africa, Asia, and the Americas. During this time period, there's a marked increase in the presence of anomalies in -B. In most cases, low-level anomalies are utilized by -A for entertainment and utility. In other cases, high-level anomalies form the basis for religions. Ugh. Definitely some slavery happening in these groups as well. During this period, there's a slight increase in humans/SCP-2615 interaction. Though still rare, SCP-2615 instances will occasionally enter business agreements with humans for an exchange of goods or services. -A also widely began the practice of abducting human infants and raising them in -B and of planting -A instances to be raised in human society. I don't like that. Modern era. 1772 AD to present day. SCP-2615 has spread across the globe, mostly populating areas with low or no human population. Some major human and SCP-2615 cities act as hubs for SCP-2615 human coexistence. Some SCP-2615 instances are also known to utilize extra-dimensional spaces for the formation of expansion of nations to prevent overpopulation. Whenever somebody like a motorcycle guy group drives by here late at night, I'm always wondering why are the guys out this late? I understand it's a Saturday, and in the UK, Saturday means you are out partying, drinking, and so on and so forth. But sometimes, even at 2 in the morning, I still hear and I'm like, first of all, you don't have to speed. You're in the city. You're in the city, don't speed up. Wait for when you're on the highway or something like that, or at least somewhere where you can speed more. But not in the city streets, man. Damn, this group is odd and weird, yeah. Tell me about it. Most SCP-2615 territories were allegiance to one of the 25 of the original 27 -B nations, with 2 of the original monarchies being incorporated into the largest monarchy. The existence of these territories has changed the geopolitical status of several baseline nations, with most nations having a lesser amount of territory and many nations having an increase or decrease of wealth or power based on proximity to and relations with SCP-2615 nations. I was about to say we have an SCP that's a bird that eats fairies by impaling them, but I assume these guys are humanoids, human-sized fairies. You know what I mean? It happens where I live as well, but it's car that sounds louder. I mean, sometimes people here drive by with a car as well, but the motorcycles are a lot more noticeable. People in sports cars, so especially because at my street there is a speed bump, right? First of all, from there to there, where they basically are trying to speed as fast as possible, it's roughly 400 meters. And there's a speed bump in the middle. And then there's a corner here that's very tight. So there's no reason for them to try to like be as fast as possible because they have to slow down twice anyway. So yeah, it's just weird that they just go like, and I'm just like, guy, like, calm down. We don't. Nobody wants to hear that. No widespread integration of anomalies into -B and the daily lives of -A. Some overflow of anomalies into human life and society. The Foundation and most groups of interest still in operation, but with no interest in maintaining the secrecy of the anomalies and having a more relaxed attitude towards anomalies. Then 2. A common question asked by new members to the SCP-2615 containment project is why we go through the trouble of maintaining the -A article, or why we even made it in the first place. Why not just keep doing the same thing that we do to the public, to personnel? The main reason is that it doesn't work. Sure, we can keep telling people that SCP-2615 is all a big myth, but take a second and look around you. How of the things we contain are what myths are made of. True. We can keep telling people that SCP-2615 is impossible, but these people work with the impossible every day. As soon as people see what's behind these doors, they begin to wonder what other impossibilities might exist. They begin to wonder about Bigfoot and the bedtime stories that their parents used to read them, and the cure for cancer, and they begin to wonder about fairies. And so, we turn fairies into a joke. Let people have a laugh at the impossibility of fairies, and leave them thinking just how silly they were to think that they existed. Josephine Fujimoto. There it is. Again, it's also like part of folklore that like, if you don't think fairies exist, the weaker they get, right? And if the more you do believe in them, the stronger they get. So that explains why the joke one exists. Is because they're like, hey, like, we're literally making something sound silly, or at least unreasonable silly, so that they don't gain power. So SCP-2323, where that eats fairies, would not be effective against SCP-2615 since they are humanoid fairy. Yeah, because it's I mean, at least from what is explained, right? It just says that it's a collective designation for a species of extratemporal humanoids. And their civilization culture. It doesn't say anything about the height, but I assume that it's just not. I assume they're not big. Although, I don't know. Maybe they are big. I mean small. Maybe they are small. Because in the joke SCP one, it did say that one of them only weighs 35 grams, but in the same time. Yeah, here it is. It's a species of sapient humanoids which measures 15 centimeters tall on average. That's what the joke SCP says. So that bird actually could be effective. But the problem is the real version of them are temporal. It's extratemporal humanoids. So they basically exist and don't exist at the same time. So I guess that bird will probably not work. That's my assumption. Otherwise, it could just be like, yeah, just. Although, does it say? Is a 2615 referenced in 2323? Let's see here. 2323. 2323. Here we go. Nope, it's not, they're not being mentioned here. Interesting. You think there would be, because it's like it's a fairy-esque anomaly, so maybe in the future it might change. Maybe somebody's gonna update 2323 and be like, yes, it can actually deal with 2615. Maybe. Hey, anybody who's watching this video, any of the author of either one of these SCPs of 2615 or 2323? How about you have here? The idea of having a counter for 2615 is right here. I give it to you. Enjoy.